All right, guys, today's video, we're gonna be working on the Dodge Viper, mostly at least. So if you guys have been following along with the channel, we took these panels off. I ended up purchasing a undamaged panel months ago. And then when we transported it again, it damaged the other panel. So my buddy Aaron's been giving me a hand with this stuff. And when we tried to fit the panel that we bought from the wrecking yard, it kind of fit a little bit different. It was sitting a little bit high, and I kind of wanted to. Well, I don't know. Let's start over for a second. At first, I thought I would just buy this. It's red, and I would just put it on and be done with it. Then when we transported it, we ended up breaking our passenger side fender. So regardless, I had to do some paint work and some fiberglass work. And then I figured at some point I wasn't going to throw away my original driver side one that was the initial one that got messed up, but I figured I would repair it at some point when I had more time, and then I would, maybe try to resell this one or whatever. But since I had to fix my passenger one, I already had all the materials out to fix the driver side one, and this one fit better than the one that I got from the salvage yard. So that's how we got here today. And just before I started this video, since the last video, you guys haven't missed a whole lot. But I laid a couple more pieces of glass in here in this cracked area on this side. And I also saw some comments of people saying, hey, why didn't you dig this out, more into a V shape? So we actually did. So we took this down and tapered it in so that we could actually put more glass in here. And then I can sand this all smooth. Then we can come in here with a little bit of maybe fill and get this exactly looking right, like nothing ever happened. So this is extremely strong, you guys, though. Like if I come in here and I try to move this lip, it does not move. Whereas if I go to over here where it's unsupported from the factory, like I don't know if you guys can see that, but there is some flex in here. Good luck trying to even budge. Like I'm moving the whole entire fender just trying to flex that. So this is way stronger than it ever was before. I could even probably do that to the factory one. If I went over there and squeezed on this, you can see this lip will move. And since this one has a small repair, I'll show you. Like for example here, I don't know if you guys can see that, but I can actually move this lip. This, once you put the patch back there, it is 100% solid. So this is gonna be stronger than it ever was before. So what's next is this stuff's gonna cure up. I gotta get, like I said, do a little bit of body work, a little bit of sanding. We're gonna sand off the excess, I guess, fiberglass here on both of these fenders. And then over here, I got things pretty clean, you guys, so I'm pretty happy with all this. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna glue this. I'm gonna glue that up into here. I'm gonna put some silicone around here, same way the factory had it. And then we're gonna rivet this and get this up in here. So let's get those two things done, then this is all finished. We can get some more prep work done, and we'll see how far we get today. Okay, so I actually just mixed up a little bit more resin because there was a bunch of fiberglass hairs like that. Oh, I don't even know what, I guess it was probably like seam sealer or some type of panel bond that they used from the factory to hold this in place. It had actually like pulled a chunk of the fiberglass down with its removal. So I figured might as well just use some resin. So I put some resin on the top, on the bottom, on both pieces, and on the little fiberglass bits. And I just have two C-clamps holding in place. Also, this little guy had one tiny little hairline in it. So I put a little bit of resin there and kind of just filled in a little bit more of these holes that we had from before. So every time I've been mixing up a batch of new resin, I've been just filling these little pockets and stuff. So this is going to be really, really good. One other thing I did want to show you guys though is I kind of mentioned this on the video before about using these nut certs, and I kind of investigated it. So I think I'm going to go with these M5s because I can get nicer hardware in M5. I also have Imperial stuff, but even though a lot of the hardware on the chassis of this car happens to be Imperial, I can get nicer button head stainless screws, or sorry, bolts with these M5s. So I took a look. Here's an M5, for example. This is the riv cert, and it fits beautifully. So this is gonna work out awesome. So like here, for example, it like just perfectly fits in. This one's a little bit tighter. This one will still, like these things mushroom out quite a bit. And then over here on the door jamb part, like these already, they start to fit in, so I just have to open this hole up ever so slightly, just a tiny bit more, and this will just drop right in, and then we can flare these. So I'm definitely gonna go with this. I already ordered this stuff. I only have like maybe a dozen or so of these, so I ordered a pack of them so that I can do it all throughout on both sides. So that's just another update for you guys, so I'll be showing you that. I used these a ton on the Dakota. I really liked, you know, using them in different places to make things removable, and we're gonna do the same here. So just wanted to update you guys on that. I ordered the parts, so we'll have that once we're ready to install everything, and I think it's gonna be a much cleaner install and make everything serviceable. Okay guys, it's actually the next day, and we're headed over to my buddy Aaron's place because he's gonna give me a hand. We're gonna finish doing some of the body work and stuff on this, and then I think we're gonna prime them, and if all goes well, we will be painting these today. Okay, so we're just at Aaron's getting some of these panels dialed in. He's working on some sanding, and what he's doing right now is just, we're knocking down all the resin stuff, and then on the bottom from our glass we laid in, he's just sanding this part off right now. So a little update, we got this all smoothed, so that's all good. There was a couple little spots here from the rivets that we just added a bit of resin to, so we'll end up kind of cleaning that up a bit, and I'll show you guys this one. This one's drying. So we put a little bit more resin here, and then there was another little crack in here, so we put some glass in there, and then a little bit more resin, but we sanded it all pretty much smooth. So it's looking like, you guys remember there was a 2-inch hole right here before, and now it's all solid, so it's looking good. More work, we'll see how far we get. Aaron's got the sander, he's all ready to go. So there's a little like hairline crack right here in the paint, and then it's kind of like boogered up on the corner here. It's always kind of bugged me, so kind of like some, I don't even know, what would you call it, overspray, like orange peel? I don't know what the heck he was doing there.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're just gonna clean this up so that it doesn't have this, because you barely see this, but if you know, like me, and you know the car, it kind of always bugged me. So we're gonna clean this all up, and then shouldn't be much prep work, just some sanding and maybe a bit of primer, and it should be good to go. Got Aaron over here with the goop action, just slopping it on. He ain't worrying about a little sanding. He's making it look like a cake over here. And then these all hardened up, so these are good. You guys saw we did this little patchwork here, so we'll get a little bit of putty in there. And then over here we got this all sanded up, so all that stuff we were showing you guys earlier is all cleaned up and smoothed. That little paint crack is smoothed out, and there's some rock chips and stuff here, so we're gonna blend that all in as well. So everything's coming along. All right, so we've got the bumper and our 2 quarters set up here. So everything is sanded down, and we're gonna get some primer in on these spots that we did any major work to. And then it's probably gonna be it for today. And you can see I drilled out the hole because we had to if you guys remember, this was where that huge chunk was missing. So we recreated this whole arch here, and then I measured that hole, re-drilled it where it's supposed to be, so should be as good as factory, if not actually a little bit better, because honestly this is super strong now compared to before. So we'll get some primer on there. I might get behind the gun, we'll see what happens. We've fixed up all these little spots, so it should be good. Camera shy. 20 psi on the gun.
Some people might not like that.
Oh, no?
Well, generally you're supposed to spray at like 35 psi and wear a paint mask, but like, yeah, that's what I mean. With this stuff, you don't have to be afraid to like layer that shit on there. The way I have that one set up right now.
All right, so the passenger side looks half decent, but we only had a little repair here. So as soon as you kind of put primer on it, you can kind of see the shape of it, and you guys can hopefully see the profile. as soon as we put primer on this, when we had all that patchwork and chunks and everything, you could really see the profile here. So fortunately, unfortunately, we're gonna have to continue building this up tomorrow. So we're not gonna leave it like this. You know, some people might leave it, but see this edge here, how it's like a nice round edge, and then over here where we were doing all our repair, it's like a flat edge by the time we dug out all the old junk that was underneath there. You know, all the old Bondo and whatever else was here. We got this flat profile. So what we have to do is tomorrow we got to sand this and build up this profile right here so that it looks like that. It's pretty much from like here to here, like in the top section where there was all that crazy damage that has to be like reshaped. So that is the plan. So this is going to continue again for another day. It's like the ongoing project. So if you guys like this type of crazy work, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you guys on the next video when we continue this crazy project.